everyone, today we're going to be talking about my favorite books of all time. Let's get right into it without further ado. Okay, so first on the list we have Legend by Marie Lu. This book is dystopian about two people on different sides of a war, and one guy is like kind of not a leader but a main part in like the resistance, and the girl is part of like super high up in the military, and they end up like running into each other. It's so good. My sister was recommending this for so long, and that is on me for not reading it till like 7 years later, but Legend's the first one. All right, our next book is Darkest Minds. This book means so much to me. The entire series means so much to me. My hair is sweaty. It's about kids who there's like a virus that goes around, and some of them develop powers, and depending on the color it's like more strong, but the stronger the power the more risks it has. I also another recommendation for my sister. I love this book so much, and this series is just so good. Yeah, we have a classic. This is the best book of the trilogy. Sorry. If you haven't read this at this point, what are you doing? You gotta read it. It's so good. Catching Fire. How often is the sequel better than the first one? I don't know, but it's so good. I love it so much. Wow. Ugh, I just can't say enough good things. I love this book so much. Our next one, yes, a romance is finally showing up. Emily Henry's Beach Read changed my life. I'm not even kidding. It's about two authors in a small town in Michigan who are kind of in this hitting writer's block, don't have inspiration, and they challenge each other to write each other's genres, but they also used to be like rivals in college, and it's just so beautifully well written. There's a lot of underlying subplots that are done so well, and Emily Henry is just a genius. Yeah. Our next one, I think this might be the only contributor from 2024, is How to End a Love Story. This book changed my life. It's about an author whose book is being transformed into a movie, or maybe it's a show, and how kind of the screenwriting process works. There's someone that she runs into from the past who they have kind of like some iffy history, to say the least. Once again, so well written. Yulin Kwong, the author, is actually one of the main screenwriters for a lot of Emily's, I think for 2 or 3 of Emily Henry's upcoming, or her books, for shows or movies, I forgot. I assume movies. So good, so heartfelt. It's such a good reflection on misinterpreting others and kind of how we allow our prejudice to drive our decisions. Our next one is another series, a natural series. If you've not read the series, think like Criminal Minds, but teenagers, where their past traumas help them become really good at solving crimes. I also have this entire series. It's young adult, but also incredibly graphic, like, so warning there. I love a good plot twist, and these books had me like running around with the chicken with my head cut off. I had no idea what was going on, and I loved it. It's so fun, so suspenseful. We love solving mysteries. All right, this book just means so much to me. Princess Academy. This is a book I read when I was really young, and just like whenever I need a good comfort read, this is gonna be it. A group of girls become chosen to almost like enter like a schooling program to become like the princess consort, I believe, for like the new prince who's looking for a wife. And I feel like this book played a big part in my like desire to challenge the patriarchy and not go along with status quo. So good, so fun, such a fun concept and an interesting concept. And I feel like a lot of things happen that you don't expect, but so good. All right, our next one, Christina Lauren's Love in Other Words. This is a comfort romance for me. It's about two individuals who were friends growing up. Something happened and they became separated, and then now they are back together. Not romantically, but it is a second chance romance. It's so beautifully well written. I don't often like dual timelines. I feel like I'm really skeptical about them because I often care about one timeline over the other. But this is a book where I actually cared about both, which was great. Love that. It's just so good. So heartfelt. And we love love. All right, we're really romance heavy at the end of this. Emily Henry's Book Lovers. I feel like I recommend this book so many times. This is about me, actually. This book was literally inspired directly based off of my life. Nora is me and I am Nora. This one is for the eldest daughters. This one is about two individuals who work in the writing space. I think she's an editor and he's a publisher. Or they're opposites. I don't remember. But this book really discusses, or they kind of have one meeting and then it doesn't go super well and then they meet up again and in a very unexpected place. There's a very strong underlying subplot about family and sisterly love. This book is very much for those who are unapologetically themselves, maybe aren't people's first choice, and need that reinforcement and kindness. I love this book. I'm definitely going to reread this. And then our last one, the Mindfuck series. I love this book so much. It's actually like 5 stories, but they put it all in one, which is super nice. It's about this girl who was wronged by a ton of people as a teenager, and she's essentially getting revenge on all of them. I support women's rights and I support women's wrongs. And what makes it even spicier is she's romantically involved with the FBI agent trying to find this serial killer. That is her. I think I read all of this in one night. Like, look how I read all this in one night. I did not get a lot of sleep. But it was so good. You just like find yourself rooting for her. This also gives like Criminal Minds energy, but like adult versions of Naturals, I kind of describe it. And I love this book. I'm definitely rereading this in the fall. Perfect for Halloween. Yes. I love it so much. But yeah, those are my top book recommendations of all times. Let me know if you want a part 2. There were a lot that had to get cut, but these were just like the physical copies I had. There's some books I definitely add, but I don't have those physical copies, and I wanted to focus on the ones I actually owned today. But let me know if you want a part 2. Thanks for listening, guys. Be sure to like this video. You're already here. May as well. And then subscribe. We are chugging along on this reading journey, and I have found, let me tell you one secret. Let me tell you a secret, or a glimpse into my life. Recently, I started my period, and hormones were not great. And then 2 of my patients died within 12 hours. And that sent me into an existential crisis spiral about like, what am I doing with my life? What makes me happy? Life is so short. Anything can happen at any time. So I'm gonna probably start moving away from dietitian content just because online it doesn't really bring me that much joy, but reading does. So look out for that in the future. So definitely be sure to subscribe so you can be around for it. But this was so fun. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next week.